This is TK and welcome back to Red Stapler channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about top 5 useful CSS tips that I frequently use on my projects and make CSS tutorial videos in the past few years. So, ready? Let's check it out. The first tip, you might have already seen it in most of my video. Normally when CSS calculates the element size, they will add padding and margin on top of the width and height properties. For example, I have these two divs. I want a space between them, so I add 10 pixel margin. I also add 10 pixel padding for the spacing around the edge. Now the width property of these divs is set to 200 pixels, but the actual width excluding margin or the red area is going to be 220 pixels due to padding. This could cause confusion during the design because if we want the visible area of the div to be exactly equal to 200 pixels, then you have to reduce the width property to 180 pixels to compensate the padding. To fix this, just use wildcard selector and set box sizing property to border box. This will make the CSS include the padding during the size calculation for all elements. So with this tip, now you can work with element size without any confusion. The next tip is really cool. It's easier to show you the original demo I learned it from. Please note that there is no JavaScript here. The magic of this pen is only just one line, setting background repeat to round, which makes the background repeat when the remaining space can fit the entire image only. Otherwise, stretch the background and never crop it. So the background of this pen is just one burger patty in SVG format. If we resize the window, CSS will try to stretch the current background, and when there is enough space for another patty, it will be added to the stack. And that's the tip number 2. Next one is about shadow. Box shadow is the easiest way to add depth effect on your element. But do you know it's an important key to many stunning design concepts? For example, you can create a neon text effect like this using multiple layers of different shades of red box shadow. Or use it to create 8-bit art like this by setting the blur distance to 0 and use it on square element. Each shadow layer will represent each pixel. Or combine it with CSS and animation to create a snow effect like this. But perhaps the most popular and trending design that rely heavily on box shadow is neumorphic design. Don't worry, you can find link to each tutorial of all examples at the description box below. For responsive design, sometimes you will need to set the element size to percentage value like this, which works fine for the most case. But if you want to maintain an aspect ratio, that's going to be a problem. Currently, CSS does not have any rules to directly control the aspect ratio. So here's the tip. Just set one size of the element to 0, then use padding. For example, I set the width of this element to 55% of its parent. Then if I want to have 16:9 ratio, I will set the height to 0 and add padding bottom. Then use calc function to multiply the width with 9 and divide it by 16. And that's it. This element will now maintain 16:9 aspect ratio. Enjoy! With the popularity of dark mode, it's time to bring it to CSS. You can detect user preferred color scheme on their computer and render your website accordingly. For example, if I set my Windows color scheme to dark, then I can change my website to dark mode by using preferred color scheme in media query like this. It's a very convenient and responsive way to adjust the visual effect of your website without adding toggle button to switch between dark and light mode. Preferred color scheme is now supported by all major browsers including Safari and Edge. But still, you will need to keep an old code to support IE11 users, just in case. And that's all for this video, hope you guys enjoy. If you want to see more web dev tips and tutorials, subscribe this channel to stay tuned. Thanks for watching, see you next time, bye!